Ariel Helwani at the UFC World Tour press event in New York City alongside Miesha Tate, who faces Ronda Rousey at UFC 168 on December 28th in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Miesha, as I said to Ronda, a lot of big names on this World Tour, a lot of big fights, but you guys are stealing the headlines. Are you doing this on purpose? Are you trying to do this? Are you trying to outshine the guys?
No, it's just natural. It just happens, I can't help it that we kind of bother each other, It's just the way that it is, She likes to kind of carry herself around as this, the tough girl act or whatever, and I don't know, she's funny. Talks about chinks in the armor and whatnot, but, as you can see, back here, I have no problem being around her or looking at her, I had to deal with her for 6 weeks on end. So, and if she's ever wondering, can I see when we do our standoff, whether she's shaking or not? Yes, I can.
She is shaking.
She's shaking.
Why is she shaking?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing myself.
Do you think she's afraid?
You know what? I think Ronda has a healthy fear and appreciation for all of her opponents. And, I think that's part of what makes her world champion. So I don't necessarily see it as a weakness, but it's just something I've noticed.
Yesterday, she flipped you the bird, right, when you guys faced off. What did you make of that? Did you find that to be disrespectful? Did you expect that to come? What was your reaction?
No, I expected it. You guys will see a little bit on The Ultimate Fighter, it's just something I've gotten used to.
She wouldn't tell us why. She said there's a reason why she did that. The only thing she would say was that you will never have an Armenian fan again. Do you know what she's talking about?
There could be a number of things, I suppose, but you guys will just have to watch the show and see. I don't think we did anything, prejudiced against Armenians. We don't have anything against, the Armenian people, but it just happens to be her group. You know what I mean? That she has kind of her little group of people that we do clash. Our camps clash. What can I say?
Is it possible that you two hate each other more today than you did when you fought 2 years ago?
I definitely don't, I think she does, though. I think 2 years ago it was, she was kind of coming in all smiles and giggles and, just being disrespectful and having fun with it. And I took it personally, when she said, she was, 2-0, 3-0, she's like, oh, I'm going to slap that title out of her hands. And I'm like, what? Who is this chick? She's so rude, and it just kind of escalated. And I kind of stood up for myself. And I think, I get a little bit of heat for that, because everybody loves Ronda Rousey. But if you were in my shoes, and you had someone come in to disrespect you as the current champion, who would I be to just sit back and let that happen, So I said, hey, I don't like the way that this chick talks. I don't like the way she walks. I don't like whatever she's saying all this crap about me. And then she said, well, I don't like, this about you. And it just escalated. And, then here we are today. But I've learned a lot about Ronda, She's a lot about presentation. She's a lot about how she carries herself. She likes this big image and whatnot. And I think at the end of the day, she's a little bit insecure in a lot of ways. And I think she has some jealousy issues and whatnot. But at the end of the day, she's still a badass fighter. You know what I mean? She's the best in the world and she's a world champion. So, it just is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. It's
funny because she said that you want what she has, that she'll always have more than you, insinuating that you're jealous. But you think she's jealous of you.
Yeah, I want what she has in that she has the UFC belt. That's really it. I don't want anything else. I don't want her cocky-ass attitude. I don't want, I don't want to be Ronda Rousey. I want to be me, but I want to be me with the belt around my waist, So that's all I want.
Are you tired of her at this point? Are you tired of being around her? After the show, the press tour now, is it just annoying seeing her every day?
It doesn't really bother me, honestly. It's just I've gotten so used to it that it doesn't faze me anymore, her little... her little games or whatever, they just don't work. I used to play into it, and then we had this game going or whatever, but now it's just I like to have fun with it, I enjoy being on the tour, regardless of Ronda or whatnot, and our rivalry is just it's like another day, another dollar, I've just gotten so used to it and having to deal with her for 6 weeks, it's just like whatever,
I get the sense she is dreading the debut of the show. She doesn't want to see how she comes off. Are you in the same boat?
No, not at all. I think that 6 weeks was too long for her to really, both our true colors showed, and I'm not saying I'm perfect or whatever, but I definitely think there's an element of crazy to her that I don't think I could ever reach. And, I think you guys will see that. She's just very emotionally charged. She's very, she's just kind of crazy, and she's ruthless, she's very mean. She's very, rough around the edges or whatever, or at least to me she is. And, I don't like that. So that's where we clash.
She told me a couple days ago that when she first saw you coming onto the set, her initial reaction was that she was going to be replaced by you, and that's why she was so upset. Why would she think that? She's the champion. Why would she think that she's going to be replaced? Do you have any idea?
I don't know, but I think the hair color is pretty fitting at this point. Honestly, I really can't imagine in my wildest dreams why you haven't seen Kat Zingano all day or however long she's been there, and then I show up and your first reaction is to think that you've been replaced. It doesn't make any sense. So I really don't know.
Are you jealous that she's on the Expendables?
No, I think that's awesome. I think what Ronda has done, she's taken women's MMA to a whole new level, and she's opened so many doors, like the ESPN shoot. I don't think I probably would have gotten that opportunity if it wasn't for her. And, probably wouldn't be fighting in the UFC if it wasn't for her. And, now she's opening doors to movies and things like that. So I feel like I'm just right on her heels. And as much as I can't stand her personally just because she's rude all the time. She makes it very hard for me to like her personally. Doesn't mean that I don't really admire what she's done in this sport. And I do admire her in a sense, So she motivates me and, she inspires me to be the best person I could be and be the best fighter I can be. And she tests me in every single way, So I'm definitely glad to have her in the sport.
Very well said, Miesha. Good luck on the show. Good luck in the fight. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.